News Talk 94.5 WPTI, 96.7 FM WTOB. And you're listening to The Wealth Guardians with Doug Ray, helping you to retire the job and keep the paycheck. I'm your host, Doug Ray, and of course with me is our able-bodied Brice Payne. And today, Brice, we're talking Social Security all day long.
All day long, a full, both segments, 30 minutes, you're here with us. Glad to have you aboard, Doug. Glad to have you in here. We are in the middle of a move.
Yes,
right
we
now.
are. Yes.
We are moving offices across the parking lot from our current office, and moving is such fun.
Hate it. Just hate it. You know, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be much bigger spaces. Folks, we're moving into the old Clemens Library. So if you've been there, you know it's a lot larger space than what we have here in the Broy Hill. We're looking forward to it. The build-out is just about complete. The movers are coming, and we'll be in, hopefully, operating for business on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, and the next time that we record, we'll be in our new luxurious Wealth Guardians radio studio. And I'll encourage everybody at that point, we'll be putting our videos up on YouTube with the Wealth Guardians radio channel. We already are, but I really encourage everybody at that point to tune in and check out our new radio studio. So,
no doubt about it.
Looking forward to it, just not looking forward to actually doing the move. Speaking of things that we need to take a moment and acknowledge are the men and women in uniform out there. Those who put on the uniform for the Stars and Stripes. We want to do the Wealth Guardian Service salute for you. Thank you for everything that you do, and thank you to your families for their sacrifice as well. You are in our thoughts and our minds here at the Wealth Guardians. Doug, thank you for your service. Garrett, you're over there behind the screen. Thank you for your service as well. All right, Doug, let's talk Social Security.
Yeah, let's do, because, you know, that is the main leg, if you will, of retirement.
What are the three legs of retirement?
Well, it's funny you brought that up. It's used to be a pension was one.
Okay.
Very few people have that now.
Legs have three stools.
Yeah.
The stool that we're talking about.
Exactly. The retirement stool. So pension is one, or was. Investments, 401k, IRAs. Okay. That is, or was, due to the market, was one. And then, of course, Social Security. That's the one that's still strong, still standing.
And as you said, it's not so much a stool these days. It might feel more like a pogo stick that is your retirement platform. Well, we're here to help you with that.
Yeah, we are. We've been doing Social Security workshops for the community now for, gosh, well over 10 years. And I'm proud to say we have helped a lot of people over that time increase their benefits. We've told them about strategies that they had no idea that they could use.
Why are we qualified to talk about Social Security, Doug?
So both of us are certified by the National Social Security Association, and we were taught by probably the best in the business, Hamilton Morales,
right?
Who, by the way, is coming to do our end of the year Social Security workshop. Might as well plug that now.
Our final workshop of the year.
Yep. Folks, that will be November the 10th. That's a Thursday evening at 6:30. Then followed up by November the 15th, Tuesday evening, 6:30. Both held in the Broy Hill in Clemens, North Carolina. You can call 336-391-3409 to register, or you can go on our website at thewealthguardians.com, hit the event tab, and it's right there. Last year's Social Security event was phenomenal. We had a full house. Hamilton did an incredible job. No PowerPoint, just basically a town hall meeting. The folks were completely engaged, asked great questions. Hamilton didn't miss a beat. In fact, we've always said when we get stumped, and we rarely get stumped on a Social Security question, our go-to guy is Hamilton.
Well, here's something interesting. The people who work at Social Security, God bless them all, are overworked. You know, if you've ever tried to phone them and you're on hold for 4 hours before you can get through to somebody, they are overtasked there. But oddly enough, they do not have to be certified with the National Social Security Association.
No.
So somebody who is, like ourselves, or particularly Hamilton, who teaches for the National Social Security Association, is far more knowledgeable about the ins and outs of Social Security than, as I say, 95% of the people who actually work at Social Security. So he could stump them with questions about it. And we do this seminar about twice a year, but only once a year do we get Hamilton. So this is the Hamilton series, this coming up in November. Again, those dates are November 10th, that's a Thursday, and November 15th, that's the Tuesday. So if you really want to hear the expert of all experts on Social Security, he'll answer your questions. He'll go over various scenarios, talk to you about why you might want to file one way or another, talk to you about how your Social Security earnings are collected, and if you retired a few years earlier, is that affecting your full retirement age benefit? That's a common question that we get. He's going to be able to answer every question that you've got and shed some light on a lot of questions you didn't think to ask.
Yeah, exactly. Let me add this, too, about the folks that work at Social Security. It's not that they're not knowledgeable. It's just they're not allowed to do Social Security planning. Now, what they can do, is tell you what you're eligible for today and sign you up. But they can't plan benefits in the future like Brice and I can do that. Well, you know, it was just announced last week that we got a nice little increase in Social Security benefits for this year due to inflation. The COLA adjustment for this year was 8.7%.
That's the biggest one in 20 years?
I think it's 40 some odd years.
40 years,
yeah.
Okay.
Now, add to that the delayed credit of roughly 8%. Delayed credits, folks, is you're eligible at age 62. Every month you wait to take your benefit, you get what's called delayed credits. It averages out to about from 62 to 70, roughly 8%. Okay? So you get both a delayed credit if you haven't begun benefits plus the cost of living adjustment. That's 16.7% increase. Brice, I did some math. Last year, we got a 5.9% increase.
Right.
Okay. So let's say the year before, you were eligible for a $2,000 a month benefit.
Okay.
Given a 5.9% benefit, and then add the 8% delayed credit, and then you get another 8.7% COLA and another 8% delayed credit, your $2,000 benefit, that goes all the way up to $2,669.
Just for having delayed 2 years.
2 years, 33% increase. I know we're under a lot of inflation pressure, but that's got to help.
Absolutely does. And so a general rule of thumb is, and this doesn't apply to everybody, but a general rule of thumb is you might not want to file for Social Security until you need that money or age 70, whichever comes first. A lot of people think, I want to go out there and get my Social Security as soon as I can. We understand that thought process, but that's not, you're not playing the right numbers game there. That is not a legitimate reason to file for Social Security because you think it's just going to disappear. We're going to talk about that in the second segment as well. That's not going to happen. I don't want to try to scare anybody out there. Let your filing strategy be discussed with you by a financial professional who understands Social Security.
Well, Brice, you and I do that automatically for our folks that come in here. We do your Social Security planning for you. We also wrap it in a complete retirement plan. So you'll know exactly when the optimal time for you to take your Social Security benefits and start turning on a pension if you have one, or start taking monies out of your 401k or IRA. We do that absolutely free for y'all.
That's part of what a fiduciary financial planner would do. And we are qualified to do that, and that is absolutely one of the staples of our financial planning process that we go through. It's generally a 4-meeting process. You bring us your statements, you bring us your expenses, all the questions. We will give you a list of all the things that you would need to bring us when you sit down with us. Go through that 4-meeting process. We'll show you where the cracks are in your foundation of your retirement plan and how to repair those cracks, if there are any there, and see how we can improve your overall financial planning, your overall retirement plan for the years going forward, whether that's 10 years of retirement or 30 or 40 years of retirement.
Yeah, and if you've never had that done for yourself, call us up, 336-391-3409. Or if you have a plan, why not get a second opinion?
That's right. If your plan never included a discussion about Social Security, then you probably don't have a full plan. 336-391-3409 is how you can reach out to us. We also have our website, thewealthguardians.com. You can visit us there as well. All right, Doug, we're just about out of time for the first segment, but we've got the trivia question. Are you ready?
No.
You got it the last couple of weeks. You should be ready.
You always surprise me, Brice.
All right, Doug, here we go. Now, this is a trivia question. Doug's going to know the answer to this. So this is more of a Social Security trivia question for you out there. Ida Mae Fuller was the first recipient of Social Security on January 31st, 1940. How much was her first Social Security check? That's the question. Ida Mae Fuller, January 31st, 1940, was the very first recipient of Social Security. What was the size of her very first Social Security check? We will have the answer for you on the other side of this break, and we'll see if Doug got it, and we'll see if you got it. This is Brice Payne. With me is Doug Ray. The show is The Wealth Guardians, helping you retire the job and keep the paycheck. And this is News Talk 94.5 WPTI. And this is 96.7 FM WTOB. News Talk 94.5 WPTI, 96.7 FM WTOB. You're listening to The Wealth Guardians with Doug Ray, helping you retire the job and keep the paycheck. I'm Brice Payne along with Doug Ray, and in this segment we are talking about all things Social Security. Doug, welcome back. We've got a trivia question for you.
All right.
And we gave that to you at the beginning of the break, and we gave it to everyone out there at the beginning of the break. But before we answer that trivia question, I've got a question for you. Are you looking forward to your retirement? It should be an easy question. Let's just chalk that up as a yes. Do you want to confirm that you're making the best decisions for your retirement? Also a really easy question. You should be chalking that up to a yes as well. Then I want to give you our phone number, because we are retirement specialists who help you make those best decisions for your retirement. And we offer you a no-cost, no-obligation second review so you can learn how to retire the job and keep the paycheck. But you do have to do one thing. You have to pick up that phone and you have to dial these numbers, 336-391-3409. We're fiduciaries. We're retirement specialists, and we're financial planners. The phone number is 336-391-3409. Again, there's no cost. There's no obligation to sit down with us. Let us see how we can identify the issues that might be in your way for a successful retirement and help you fix those issues. 336-391-3409 is how you reach out to us. All right, so at the beginning of the break, or at the end of the first segment, not the beginning of the break, at the end of the first segment, we asked a trivia question. We're going to see if Doug got it here. I know we got Doug. Doug's going to get this one. But what about you out there? Here's a trivia question on Social Security. Ida Mae Fuller was the first recipient of Social Security on January 31st, 1940. How much was her Social Security check? Doug, this is a very common trivia question for Social Security enthusiasts.
So a little bit about Ida Mae. Little Ida Mae only paid into the system just a couple years.
That's right.
And she noticed this money coming out of her paycheck going to OASDI and didn't really know what it was about. Then she heard that this thing was called Social Security, and when she turned 65, she could get money. So she happened to pass, going into work, a Social Security office. Stopped in out of curiosity to find out what she was eligible for. I used to know the exact number, but here's the thing about little Ida Mae. She lived well into her 90s, so she took out a gob more benefits than she ever paid into. But anyway, her benefit was between $20 and $30 a month.
You can't stump Doug on a Social Security question. Her amount of her check was $22.54. And Doug, you stole a lot of my thunder there. And I always follow up with a trivia question with a few additional facts, and you stole a lot of them from me. She retired in November 1939, started collecting benefits at age 65 a month later. She lived to age 100.
Oh, I thought it was 90-something.
Age 100, passed away in 1975. She collected a total benefit of $22,889. However, you were exactly right. She only started paying in when Social Security came into existence, which was a few years beforehand.
Right.
So she paid every quarter about $4 into Social Security. So she paid a total of $24.75 in Social Security taxes from her paycheck from June 1937 to October 1939, and took out a total of $22,889. That is a return that even Warren Buffett would say can't be beat.
That is a return on investment, folks. Absolutely.
Very good. So we could not stump Doug this time around, and if we stumped you and you want to know more about Social Security, then register for our event. We've got that coming up. We only do this twice a year, Social Security Success in Retirement. It's Thursday, November 10th and Tuesday, November 15th at our office at the Broyhill Building in Clemens at 6:30 p.m. There's no cost or obligation to attend, but you do got to register, and you can register by giving us a call at 336-391-3409. That's 336-391-3409. Or you can register online. Go to our website, thewealthguardians.com, and hit the events tab and register there. The thing that's different about this Social Security seminar is that only once a year are we able to wrangle in Hamilton Morales, the expert of all experts on Social Security. He is a teacher for the National Social Security Association, of which Doug and I are associated members. And you can't stump this guy. He will answer all of your questions. He knows everything there is to know about Social Security and give you advice, talk to you about generalities and how your Social Security benefits are calculated and why there are different ways to file and what things you would consider in doing that.
Yeah, so, I just jokingly call him our living, breathing, walking, talking encyclopedia of Social Security.
And in this case, that is probably not hyperbole. All right. So what we're going to do in this segment is just ask you some more follow-up, not really trivia questions, but you can look at them like that. This is just going to be a fun couple of minutes that we're going to spend here. So here we go. Doug, let's just talk about this. The life expectancy at birth for males in the United States last year in 2021 was 73.2 years.
Okay.
All right. When Social Security started, when you started having to contribute into it in 1935, what was life expectancy at that time?
Yeah, I think it was like 62.
For men, it was 58.
58.
And for women, it was 62. But the full retirement age was still 65.
They didn't expect you to take it long.
Not very long at all. So that's our first question there. So now, if the full retirement age, they've kicked that up to 2 years. So now it's age 67 is full retirement age. But if our life expectancy is 73 years old, that's a lot more taxing on Social Security than it was originally designed for.
But see, here's the misnomer about the age 73. That's at birth.
Yes.
Which takes into account folks who die by accident along the way. If you make it to age 65 today, you have a 90% probability of making it well into your 80s, if not 90s.
Right. So if you're ready to retire, that number, if you, as Doug said, if you've already made it to retirement age, your life expectancy isn't 73 at that point. It's a lot longer. Good point, Doug. Next question. You can file for your Social Security benefits as early as 62 and as late as age 70. Now, every year that you don't file for your benefits, approximately how much does your benefit grow from the year before? So, Doug, I know you know that answer, but I'm going to ask this question again because I think a lot of people out there don't know this, and this is enormously important. You can file for your Social Security benefits as early as age 62, and you can file as late as age 70. So it's an 8-year gap in there. Every year that you don't file for your benefits, approximately how much does your benefit grow from the year before? Do you know that answer out there? I want you to stop and think about it. Give yourself a number. The actual number is 8%. Your benefit grows 8% every year that you don't take it. More accurately, it grows 1/12 of 8% for every month that you don't file for Social Security. That's a guaranteed return.
It's absolutely guaranteed.
Doug, can you name me any other return out there that has a guaranteed rate of return in this market of 8%?
No, I can't. I mean, and this is a safe return. It's guaranteed. It's going to be there.
Full faith and credit of the U.S. government.
Now, here's something else I'll say about that. A lot of folks will come in to do the planning with us, and they'll tell us, I've sat down and I've calculated that, I'm going to get X amount of dollars if I start at 62 and X amount of dollars at 70. And they say, my calculations say I should start early. Well, here's the thing. When we do your planning for you, we tell you exactly what your break-even age is.
Yep.
In other words, if you start at 62 or full retirement age or wait till 70, what age have you taken the same amount of dollars out of the system? We'll tell you exactly your age. That's your break-even point.
That's a great segue into the next question, Doug, because there are some other things that you've got to consider as well. So I want you all to listen to this question carefully. Would a 62-year-old retired man with a life expectancy of 80 and a Social Security full retirement age benefit of $3,000 and whose wife's Social Security full retirement age benefit is $1,000, would he be better to file at age 62 or wait until age 70? All right, so let's give you those numbers again. 62-year-old retired man, he's already retired, no more income. We expect him to live to be age 80, and his full retirement age benefit is $3,000. That's his age 67 benefit. And his wife's full retirement age, or age 67 benefit is $1,000. Would he be better off to file at age 62, or would he be better off to file at age 70? The answer is it depends.
It does.
It depends. The main question, there's two things you got to consider here. Do they have passive income in retirement? Some people are landlords. They've got rental income, or maybe he's retired, but he still has some ownership in a business and is getting income from that. If you've got passive income, then you might not need your Social Security, and it's okay to delay it. Here's the other thing, though. If you don't have passive income, if his age 67 full retirement age benefit is $3,000, his age 62 benefit would be $2,130. But if he waited till 70, his benefit would be $3,779. That's an increase of 75%.
That's amazing.
However, there's something called spousal income.
Mm-hmm.
The spousal benefit, if he were to pass, we said that his life expectancy was age 80. Well, his wife has a significantly lesser benefit. We said that was $1,000. If he passes, if he waited till age 70, and his benefit is $3,779, that's what his wife gets to inherit.
Mm-hmm.
So if they don't have passive income in retirement, she's going to want that bigger monthly check, and you probably want her to have that as well. So there's some things to consider there.
Yeah, fellas, let's be honest here. 75% of the time, it's us guys that go first. So, yeah, I don't know about you, but I sure would want my wife to have the better benefit.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, next question. When is Social Security anticipated to go bankrupt? Now, listen to the way I
Tomorrow.
Doug, don't scare people. So, when is Social Security anticipated to go bankrupt? Kind of a trick question. The answer is never. Social Security will always be funded by current workforce's paycheck contributions. Currently, the Social Security Trust Fund, that's the surplus that they have, is $2.8 trillion. However, that is expected to be depleted by the year 2035, at which point Social Security contributions from current workers will only cover 75% of retirees' payouts. So that surplus that Social Security has right now of $2.8 trillion is going to be depleted in about 13 years. Now, it used to be 2034, only 12 years from now. But something happened over the last couple of years that worked in a weird way in Social Security's surplus's benefit. And so now that's been drawn out to year 2035. So 75% of retirees' payouts. Think about that. That's only after 2035, they'll only be able to pay that out. But it's never going to go bankrupt, and that's kind of a misnomer out there. Last question we've got real quick. Doug, you alluded to this at the beginning of the segment. What is Social Security's actual full name? The acronym is OASDI. Does anyone out there know what that stands for? OASDI. Doug?
Old Age Survivor Disability Income. Or insurance.
Bingo, you got it. That's what Social Security stands for, because those are the different ways that you can file for Social Security. Through old age, through disability, or through being a survivor, as we just said in the last question, survivor's benefits. That is all the time we've got for today. Doug, I hope your teams win this week. I hope you file for Social Security in the right way when the time comes. I hope I do too, and we hope you do as well. Please, again, 336-391-3409 is our phone number. Register for our Social Security benefits with Hamilton Morales coming up on November 10th and November 15th. We'll see you there. This is Brice Payne. With me is Doug Ray. The show is The Wealth Guardians, helping you retire the job and keep the paycheck. And this is News Talk 94.5 WPTI. And this is 96.7 FM, WTOB.